we are on to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Today, we are going to be looking at the application of the type of poetry that we learned in our last class.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Literature is always drawing questions from some of the concepts that we have learned. So it's always application and analysis. And so from what we have learned from the type of poetry, we want to draw out a question that you can actually have in your WAEC or NECO examination. The question can be based on the type of lyric poetry. Introduction. Questions in literature are unpredictable. Unlike other subjects, there are vast areas that questions can be drawn from. So all that you have learned will actually be applied to your tests and your poems. And that is what we want to do this afternoon. The only path to a good performance in WAEC and NECO examination is to have a good knowledge of your poems and your text. And that is the first step to your success in your examination. Here is a sample question on the type of lyric poetry. This is drawn from African poem, The Song of the Women of My Land, by Huma Sese Farouk. The lesson title, type of poetry, and the type we are talking about today is dirge. Yeah, subtitle, which is the question that we are going to look at the end of this class. Explain the poem, The Song of the Women of My Land, as a dirge. The learning objective, this is what we want to achieve at the end of this lesson. Number one, study the poem. That is the first step. Number two, be able to analyze the poem stanza by stanza. Number three, define dirge as a type of lyric poetry. Number four, state the reasons why the poem is a dirge. Number five, state the demands of the question. And number six, be able to answer the question. We have new words: servitude, tyranny, void, terrain, dereliction, decapitation. All these are new words, and that is why we said in literature, you have the chance of increasing your vocabulary when you come across new words that you have never met before. Background of this poem: the poem is a work of social criticism, giving voice to the voiceless peasants and enslaved women of Africa before modernization. African women, according to culture and tradition, they are always being subsumed under men, and their place is in the second place in the society. And it has been accepted that way, even by the women folk, that their place is in the second place. But yet, they actually will want to reveal this to the world of their problems and their pains that they endure every day in African society. Poets have created awareness of women's subjugation and exploitation to the whole world through their literary works. Today, we have writers and poets actually displaying this unfair treatment of women to the whole world. And this is one of the feats that Huma Sese was able to achieve in his poem. Stanza 1. Time is described as a changing agent, and it is personified as a sculptor that is chipping away the memory of something that will be mentioned in the next stanza. So we know the work of a sculptor is always, it's like destroying a pieces of wood to have a perfect image. But in the case of these women, the agent that is chipping away their life to the point of destruction is time. Time is personified here. Time is just a phenomenon, but it's giving an existential force to carry out the destruction on the life of the women. So in stanza 1, we have like a sculptor chipping away at the bits of wood. Time chips away bits of their memory. It strips away lyrics of song of the women of my land, leaving only a fading tune echoing the song they sang in the forlorn field about their life. So the second stanza there, time is portrayed as eroding the lyrics of the song. These women actually put things together in order to showcase their problem to the world, but yet something is there to destroy it. And that is one of the essence of actually listing this poem as a dirge. What will have helped them to be open to the world so that their plight can be addressed. Yet, time is actually dealing a blow on it to the point that the songs become irrelevant. So the lyrics that the women had formed to display their suffering, abandonment, enslaved life, the song served as coping strategy. This song is what the women actually use to cope in their depressed, miserable life. But yet, time is not making it to actually be what they would love it to achieve for them. Stanza 3, it states the benefit of the song, which is helping them to cope in their miserable life. So we have in that third stanza, with song, they sponge off anguish. We use sponge to remove death. And so they use it to remove their pain. To behold their collective pain, they go through, collection of women there go through the same misery. And so when they come together, they form song around their misery. And at the end of the day, they continue in their enslaved life and they are coping. Give lyrics to the tune of their lives. Was able, through the song, they are able to reflect the kind of life, kind of miserable life that they live. Cheat the tyranny of time. That is, their song wouldn't make them to become sad about the fact that their song become irrelevant. And commune with the yet unborn to give meaning to epochs lost in antiquity. Even when they are no more, the song will continue to immortalize them. Then we have stanza 4. Despite the usefulness of the song as a means of happiness, time still destroys the lyrics of the song by making it irrelevant. Yet, it starts with yet. That is, despite all these benefits, time still will destroy the efforts of these women to immortalize themselves and reveal their pains to the world. Stanza 5. At this modern time, the song of these women is lost through the passage of time, not relevant again, but still hanging in the air. We have today. That is why we said at this modern time. He said today, the tune roams the forlorn field. It's still in the air, even though nobody is interested in it. It's no more relevant, but yet it's suspended in the air there. Then the next stanza says, poets in their lines of poetry make effort to salvage the dead song. So, through poets like Farouk, the song of these women were being salvaged. They tried to salvage the song that has long been abandoned. They tried to bring it up again through the lines of their poetry. the salvage tune of the song of these women is what has filled the verses of the poets. So that is what they do, even though the lyrics are not there, but they were able to fill the lines of their poems with the tunes of the song of these women in their poems, in order to help showcase the problem of women generally to the world. Even at recent times, the place of women is still very limited in politics, in job opportunity. It has just been like that in Africa. And so through poems, this unfair treatment is being revealed to the world. Stanza 8, okay. And we now have the question after the poem. Explain the poem, the song of the women of my land, as a dirge. We have been able to see the song as a sorrowful song that bemoans the unfair treatment of women in African society before the advent of independence. Even now, it's only that it has actually, the unfair treatment is giving way to good treatment of women in our society. The demands of the question, you start by making a statement on the central theme of exploitation and suffering of women folk under the yoke of culture of their land. And that is the central theme. With the explanation of this central theme, then we'll have done a beautiful work of summary of the poem. Then connect it by stating the efforts of the women to create awareness in their own suffering through song. They actually were able to rise up to do something about their status, but yet time is not making it work out. So you connect it, what the women has done by themselves, to show the world their unfair treatment. Then define dirge and state the reason why the poem is a dirge. Dirge is a mournful song, a sorrowful song, a song of lamentation, and it is a song that we are talking about here. And the song is actually bemoaning the pains and the hurts of these women in their society, being the ones sustaining their community and sustaining their family, yet forgotten in the forlorn field, that is abandoned in a farmland far away from their community, from their family, from their husbands. Give instances why it is a dirge. You have said it. It is a song that bemoans, that shows the grief of the women. The women were not appreciated, even up to the point of their death. They are dead, but their sacrificial lives were not mentioned. They were not appreciated. It makes it a dirge again. Then the lyrics of their song were made irrelevant. Nobody is connecting with it. Nobody is singing it. It is not the type of song that the generation will love to sing. And that is another reason why it is a dirge. So it is written, a dirge is a mournful song. The poem too is a song that bemoans the mistreatment and the oppression of women. One. Secondly, the song that will have helped to show the world their pain was made irrelevant by time. Two, that's number two reason. Then the women were dead, just like their songs. They were dead before they were really appreciated. And those are the things that makes that poem a dirge. Give instances why it is a dirge. Okay. Poets only made efforts to celebrate women and try to give voice to their song after the women are gone. It is after these women, most of them that gave their lives sacrificially, it is after they are long gone that poets now make it a point of duty to celebrate them. And that makes it a dirge too. Then we make a concluding statement confirming the poem as a dirge. Thank you for listening. For comments, observation, question, you can contact us on our social media handle displayed on the screen.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.